Tidbits from TNT, Tuesday morning, May 27, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT. Tishwash. Iraq. April oil revenues are only enough to cover salaries. Economic expert Nabil al-Marsomi confirmed on Tuesday that Iraq's oil revenues for last April were only sufficient to cover salaries and expenses of oil licensing companies. Al-Marsomi said in a post on social media that the decline in Iraqi oil exports and the drop in crude oil prices from $72.50 in March to $66.70 per barrel last April led to a drop in oil revenues from $7.716 billion to $6.738 billion, a decrease of 15%. The Iraqi Ministry of Oil revealed its statistics on crude oil exports and revenues for the month of April on Monday. The ministry stated in a statement received by Shafaq news agency that the total oil exports and revenues achieved for last April, according to the final statistics issued by the State Oil Marketing Organization, SOMO, amounted to 100,953,282 barrels, with revenues amounting to $6,738,309,000. She pointed out that the total quantities of crude oil exported last month from oil fields in central and southern Iraq amounted to 99,752,879 barrels, while exports from the Kiara field in Nineveh Governorate amounted to 900,584 barrels, while the quantity of exports to Jordan amounted to 299,819 barrels. Tishwash. After the Eid holiday, Parliament prepares for extraordinary sessions, and the final legislation will begin on July 9. MP Rod al-Maliki confirmed on Monday, May 26, 2025, that the House of Representatives is preparing to hold a number of extraordinary sessions after the Eid al-Adha holiday to pass some important laws. In a statement received by Baghdad Today, al-Maliki said, "In our last meeting with the Speaker of Parliament, he explained that there is no point in extending the legislative session during the month of May due to disagreements within the coordination framework forces regarding some issues, including amending the elections law." He added, therefore, the Council Presidency's intention was to utilize the time following the Eid holiday by holding extraordinary sessions, leading up to July 9, the date for the start of the Council's final legislative term. He pointed out that they pushed Parliament to hold extraordinary sessions to complete the second reading of some laws and vote on them, along with other laws, noting that they will resort to using popular pressure on Parliament to complete important laws. According to al-Maliki, the laws up for vote include amendment to the Ministry of Education law, budget tables, code of Sharia rulings on personal status matters, service law for members of the Popular Mobilization Forces, amendment to the Radiation Control law, lawyers law, programmers syndicate law, reading the amendment to the law of the Union of Jurists, amending the Internal Security Forces law, amendment to the Prisoners' law, paramedic protection bill and other laws. Tishwash. A word of truth for a man who has a right. Al-Sudani leads a regional and international movement to strengthen international relations. Since assuming office, Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani has led an active diplomatic effort at the regional and international levels. This effort aims to restore Iraq's relations with its Arab and international surroundings and build a new, positive image for the country, within the framework of a foreign policy based on balance, openness, and constructive dialogue. Since assuming office in late 2022, al-Sudani has been keen to make diplomacy one of his most prominent tools in supporting the national economy. This is achieved by attracting foreign investment, expanding cooperation with various countries around the world, activating economic and trade partnerships, and raising the level of Iraq's representation in international forums. Al-Sudani's movements included official visits to several important capitals, including Washington, Tehran, Riyadh, Ankara, Abu Dhabi, Paris, and Berlin, during which he held high-level talks with heads of state and senior officials, resulting in understandings and agreements in the fields of energy, transportation, security, education, and investment. Indeed, al-Sudani realizes that Iraq's restoration of its regional and international standing cannot be achieved without changing the stereotypical image that has been entrenched about the country over the past decades. He is therefore working diligently to strengthen Iraq's presence at international conferences, affirm its commitment to international conventions and the principles of good neighborliness, and seek to resolve disputes through peaceful means. In this context, Iraq participated in important international conferences and initiatives related to climate, food security, combating corruption, and countering terrorism. The Prime Minister had a notable presence at these conferences, delivering several speeches that affirmed Iraq's commitment to its role as a responsible regional actor, striving for stability and shared development. Among the priorities of the Sudanese-led diplomatic effort are supporting the Iraqi economy by opening up to new markets, attracting capital and investments, and opening the door to bilateral cooperation in the fields of technology, energy, and infrastructure. The Sudanese president has announced on more than one occasion that Iraq welcomes foreign companies wishing to invest, emphasizing the provision of a safe and stimulating environment, and encouraging the private sector to enter into strategic partnerships with its counterparts in friendly countries. In addition to the economic dimension, al-Sudani did not overlook the importance of Iraq's role in calming regional tensions, as Baghdad has played a mediating role in a number of issues, including the Saudi-Iranian dialogue and security coordination with neighboring countries to confront the challenges of terrorism and limit drug and weapons smuggling. The man also worked to raise the level of Iraq's representation in international organizations and bodies, by nominating competent figures to fill important positions, and actively participating in sessions of the United Nations, the League of Arab States, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, and others, with the aim of conveying Iraq's voice and defending its interests. In this report, we are not seeking to create media propaganda, as much as we want to emphasize the principle of give each his due, a principle we are keen to apply with everyone, including entities or figures with whom we disagree or differ. It is a word of truth about a man who has rights. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.